My name is Gaz Deaves, and I'm Social Marketing Manager for Rocksteady Studios.
Bruce, I found Penguin.
We started Arkham Knight even shortly before we wrapped on Batman Arkham City. Sefton Hill and our team of writers has been working on this story ever since really Arkham Knight, and we're bringing home the trilogy of Rocksteady's Arkham games in this title.
As the trilogy closer, have you basically been holding back kind of a wish list of stuff you wanted to do with Batman, and now you're able to do everything you've wanted to do?
Well, if I was to say that we had a wish list for the Arkham series, it's next gen that's really allowed us to blow all of that out. We're finally able to drive the Batmobile around a massive, detailed, open Gotham, huge tall skyscrapers, dark, gritty alleyways, smoking grates. It's going to be a fantastic, atmospheric game on this rainy Halloween night as Batman tries to stop Scarecrow from detonating his fear toxin bomb.
I mean, the game looks amazing. It looks kind of unlike very few other games we've seen on next gen. How have you guys managed to kind of get so much out of the consoles at an early stage in the cycle?
We've always tried to create our own unique visual identity. Our version of Batman, the Arkhamverse, it has its own personality. It's not directly tied to the comic books. It's not directly tied to any of the movies. It really needs to feel and breathe like a game. And I think that visual philosophy is one of the things that's allowed us to create this expansive, open world with all the Rocksteady detail that people expect on next gen.
Can you tell us a bit about the Arkham Knight himself? Because he's a new character and he's very mysterious. Can you give us a little bit of background on him?
So the Arkham Knight is a brand new character that Rocksteady have developed in association with DC Comics. It's fantastic to get the opportunity to bring a new character into the Batman universe. The Arkham Knight is the commander of a military force that's invading Gotham. They're going to be pushing Batman to the limit with unmanned drone tanks, and Batman's response to that is battle mode. The Batmobile transforms into effectively a tank with heavy weaponry, missile barrages, and he's going to be using those to take out those drone tanks and save the city.
Well, with the Batmobile as well, Batman's very mobile. He can eject out of the seat, and there's a lot more free flow stuff now. Have you kind of had to change the enemies to counteract Batman's new abilities?
We always want to mix things up when we create a new game. Free flow combat's already been really popular with gamers, and that's because we spent a lot of time thinking about how does Batman fight? What is that experience going to be like for the player? So of course we've expanded things out in Batman Arkham Knight. We've added environmental takedowns, so at points in fights, in certain locations you'll be able to grab a hold of an enemy and slam him into a fuse box, taking him out in one hit. Likewise, running up to a light fitting, cutting it down and dropping it on the guy's head. The environmental takedowns are a really great way of adding more emergent environmental gameplay to the existing free flow combat.
Can you summon the Batmobile anywhere in the world at any time, pretty much?
The Batmobile can be summoned pretty much anywhere within the limits of Gotham City. So you could be diving off a very tall building and call the Batmobile. It will meet you in midair as you dive. You can spin around, tear down a street, eject out again, fly partway across the city, you can call it again. Getting in and out of the Batmobile in pursuit mode and navigating around the city is designed to be seamless, and it needs to feel awesome. It needs to feel like you're Batman.
I noticed as well that you can leap between kind of exterior and interior environments without having to go through doors and loading screens. Is that another thing that you guys have been striving for?
Using the power of next gen, we really want to take out anything that interrupts the feeling of being Batman, and that's one of the things that we've been able to do. So entering and leaving interior environments from the city itself, also cinematics, everything, all of the plot now is handled in-engine, so you will go seamlessly from gameplay into a cinematic and back into gameplay without ever seeing a loading screen.
You've only unveiled a couple of villains so far. Is it safe to say we're going to see all of the usual suspects in this one?
One of the best things about working with Batman is the enormous cast of rogues that you can draw on, these supervillains, all of whom produce these amazing story opportunities and reflect different parts of Batman's personality. Scarecrow is the main villain in this. Is really exciting to work with narratively, and the threats that he's going to put on both Gotham and Batman are going to develop really nicely over the course of the night.
The studios are kind of an air of sadness that it's all coming to an end. I mean, it's a big time in Rocksteady's life that Batman's taken up.
We are totally focused on making the most awesome Batman game that's ever been. There's no sadness at the studio right now. We just want to make the game. Ask me again in a year's time. We might be focused on the next project by then. But it's at Rocksteady. Everything's totally awesome, and we're just really looking forward to getting this into gamers' hands.
How about Batman's gadgets? What new stuff has he got there?
So we've introduced a new system this time called Gadgets While Gliding. Even before you get into a combat situation, you can throw batarangs down to take out guys even before you hit the ground. You can also, when you're flying down alleyways or along streets, you can fire out the line launcher to create a tightrope. So you can survey the situation and create a platform just about anywhere.
Was there ever a concern that you'd be making Batman kind of too powerful, too strong?
The Batman games are all about the power fantasy of being the Batman, and being the Batman needs to feel awesome. You need to feel like the most powerful individual in Gotham City. You're going to be put under threat, and your enemies are always going to find ways to try and exploit what weaknesses you have. But ultimately, it needs to be a great feeling to be able to roll into a room full of thugs and take them all out. Batman Arkham Knight from Rocksteady Studios is coming 2015 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC.